Thanks for joining us. We're gonna get into a more focused aspect of recruiting. Successful recruiting always leads to one of two things, if not both. The whole reason we recruit, not in Primerica, but any business. There's a book that you should read by Darren Hardy, I believe his name is, called The Entrepreneur Roller Coaster. And there's an entire chapter in that book on recruiting if you're a business owner. And there's two reasons you recruit. Number one is so that you can have more places to go, so that you can create more activity for your business. And the second reason is so that you can find new talent, quality new talent. This is not a Primerica thing. This is a business entrepreneurship. Our hierarchy mantra is we need to set more appointments. We need to be on more appointments for ourselves and for our new trainees to have the right habits moving forward. So let me share I can't share my screen though. That's what I can't do.
Let me give you a permission. Give me a second, okay?
Mm-hmm.
How do I do this how do I do this on a desktop?
If you go to participants and you click on my name, there should be options that there you go. All right. So the good news is the business. Can you see my screen, Jen?
Yes.
All right. So the good news is the business is not always easy, but it is simple. It is simple. So thank God for that. This is a quick training, but pay attention because you just miss it. Let's see. This is I'm sorry guys, we're having a little technical difficulties, but I can make Jennifer Lee a co-host. No. Oh, I can't. I don't think I can because it's not mine. But so the reason I'm asking that, Jen, is because I'm the host and there's people that are still coming into our Zoom right now, and the only way they can get in, I let them in as the host.
That's fine. Make me the host again. I'll just claim it. I got you right here. Okay, try again.
There we go. All right. So yeah, it's. I mean, this aspect is simple, but it's not always easy. You got to have the discipline to stay true to your fundamentals. You don't want to get away from your fundamentals by going for the quicker and the easier way of doing things. Quick and easy is not always all it's cracked up to be. When you choose the quick and easy route, it comes back to bite you later on down the road if you're not teaching your new recruit the right things. So, and what you want to do is you want to, like I mentioned earlier, find a new recruit to get on more appointments. They'll take you to new places. And as they take you to new places, they'll see that this business works and they'll want to take you to more and more places. And they'll pick up great habits by seeing results happening and created by you. You want to begin with the end in mind. I believe that and this when I broke the personal premium record for a month earlier this year, I had a conversation with one of the top guys of a friend of mine who's a regional vice president, I had a conversation with one of his top guys down in Tampa, and this guy does 20,000 personal every single month, like clockwork. And I asked him, what's his major focus when doing an orientation with a new recruit? He said, you gotta set 6 to 10 QAs with that new recruit and do not let them leave until that gets done. And the good news is that that really is the only thing that you should be doing when you do a fast start meeting with a new recruit, because the orientation is already being done for you by Samir on the YouTube channel. And they say intention leads to direction, direction leads to your destination. What are your intentions with a new recruit? It's gonna ultimately lead you to your destination. And you want to make sure, and if this is not your intention, if this is not what you've been focused on in a fast start meeting with a new recruit, your alignment is off. Think of like a car. If a car's alignment is off, you'll start drifting away from your destination in the wrong direction. Got to have intentions to set 6 to 10 QAs. It's also going to build, because new recruits do, they do what they do what you tell them to do, and what expectations you create of them. They don't know what's big and what's small. So you might say, wow, 6 to 10 QAs set in their first initial setting of Primerica work, because real work in Primerica is setting appointments or being on appointments. They don't know any better. So if you say and show them that, hey, it's normal to set 6 to 10 QAs up front, that's what they'll do. Every single appointment setting blitz, that's going to be their metric. And then they're going to expect that from new recruits that they get. The second thing is, Mr. and Mrs. New Recruit, if you don't see and learn how our business works right away, you will not be successful here, and you will quit. And everything that is possible, the potential is massive for you here in Primerica, will dissolve, terminate, if you don't see how this business works in 24 to 48 hours. And I'm not being, too aggressive. I'm just being stern. I'm being firm, because, you wouldn't let a child walk into the oncoming traffic without holding their hand, or just run rampant all across the city without you. I think Bruce in Jen probably remembers this in a DDR call once said, you wouldn't let a child walk themselves, feed themselves in the morning breakfast and walk themselves to daycare. Especially if you were in like the city and they got to take the metro to get to the destination where their daycare is. You wouldn't let a child do all those things by themselves, because they're not mature enough to do it by themselves. They don't know what's best for them quite yet, nor does a new recruit. You got to get them in the field in 24 to 48 hours. And you got to get those 6 to 10 QAs set ASAP. You got to know your metrics and understand your business. Every business owner knows that if they don't have a certain amount of activity going on that particular day, that particular week, month, quarter, year, that their business is either going to grow or it's dying. And in our business, it's QAs, qualified appointments set, and qualified appointments done. Those are I think the cornerstone of our business. And there's a certain amount you want to focus on getting done per week. But whatever your goal is, cash for your cash flow, like however much money you want to make in a month, you got to understand that the amount of QAs that you set is what leads to the amount of money that you earn. And usually it looks like this. If I want to earn $3,000 in the month of November and I'm a district leader, you divide 3,000 by 50%, which is 6,000. So that's how much production I personally that I need to generate. The question is, where am I going to get that 6,000 in production? Answer, I'm going to get it from doing 6 times 2, which is at least 12 QAs in a month. Because historically, statistically, from a larger scale, the amount of appointments done will lead to half of those closed. You will close about half of the appointments that you go on. And then just to be safe, multiply the amount that of QAs that you need to do times 2, and that's the amount of appointments that you should focus on setting. Because appointments sometimes reschedule, sometimes forget, sometimes cancel. Assume half of the appointments you set up will cancel, reschedule, or forget. So I know if in a month I can set 24, do 12, I'll generate about 6,000 of personal production. As a district leader, I'll make $3,000. That's knowing your metrics. It's not a secret. Shaq was talking about that commission is like a bad word, in society. Don't go work commission. I personally can't understand why someone would ever guide their children to avoid commission, because it builds character. You make more money. You become more skilled, not just with the business world, but also with people. There's so many great things that happen from being and working on commission. But the other thing is predictability. If you work on commission and you know your metrics, you don't have to worry per se about not making money. It's like if I go to the gym and I'm 250 pounds, which is very overweight for a guy like me, and I want to get back into shape, I got to lose 100 pounds. I know that it's not a secret that if I bust my behind in the gym for 6 to 9 months straight, 4 to 5 days a week, leg day, upper body, leg day, upper body, cardio, ab work, 6 to 9 months straight, I'm going to be in shape, in much better shape in 6 to 9 months through consistency and hard work. Same thing in our business, but it's not enough to know the metrics. You got to work the metrics and the numbers. Qualify the qualified appointment up front. This is why we call it qualified appointment, because if the person that you're going to sit in front of doesn't fit the macho acronym, then you're going to waste your time and you're going to waste your trainee's time, and it's not going to be a good example for that trainee either. They're going to think it's okay to just sit in front of just anyone. A 23-year-old who just got out of college, got a entry-level job, no kids, not married. That's not that is not okay. When people don't qualify the appointment up front, it's like saying, I don't want to make money and I want my business to start dying. And indirectly, you don't want to waste your time in this business, in any business, in anything where it's results oriented. You don't want to waste your time. Time is valuable. So qualifying an appointment up front is this person married? Does this person have children? And sometimes folks might not even have children or be married, but they might be in their like upper 30s into their 40s, right? And they don't know if they're going to start a family or not, but hey, they're getting older, which means the premium is getting more expensive the longer they wait. You see, so there's many ways to qualify an appointment up front. And you might even ask a new recruit. Here's a great question that I learned to ask. Do you know if this if this appointment smokes? Do you know if have you known them to have any medical concerns? Are they overweight at all? You see, like these are great questions. The small things that I didn't that I didn't ask up front, and therefore I ended up getting, and this is when we were driving to appointments. I would drive 45 minutes away to get to an appointment where a person is extremely overweight and most likely won't qualify for life insurance. So I wasted my gas, my time, my energy, a lot. And the new recruit did not see a result, and that's not good for them either. Like qualifying an appointment is vital to yours and the new recruit's success. And you got to understand that you're one great qualified appointment away from gold. What I mean is, you go on a qualified appointment, you get yeah, sure, you'll get a sale, but that person could be Eric Davis, the next Eric Davis. I was talking to Lelix yesterday about the lineage of where near-term $1 million earner who spoke to Jen and I last weekend came from. Eric Davis came from a qualified appointment where Tanya Poe, who's $700,000-800,000 earner, said, "Hey, do you mind if I show you how much money I made on this appointment?" And shows Eric Davis. Eric Davis says, "Okay, I gotta get in this." He recruits himself. Where did Tanya Poe come from? It was a little different, but I mean, who found Tanya Poe? Neil Gerfine, who also came from a qualified appointment and makes $2 million a year. You have no idea the kinds of people that you can end up being in front of just by doing a qualified appointment. I did by field training somebody when I was 18 on my first training appointments. I asked an old middle school friend to meet with her mom, single mother. We got the sale. 3 years later, or better yet, I think it's like 5 years. Time goes by fast, guys. 4 years later, like 2 weeks ago, that woman calls me and says, "Hey, I just got married. I'd like to add my husband to my life insurance policy." Boom, another sale, get paid on that. But furthermore, she gives me a referral and says, "You got to speak to my cousin. I talked you up to her." I call the cousin. Turns out she's a straight baller. She's in real estate investments, 6-figure earner, and ends up doing life insurance and securities with me. And then when I went to pick the securities up, she goes, "Josh, if you know any other way to increase my net worth and my income, you better let me know." I said, "Wait a second, is this person recruiting herself?" And I did a recruiting meeting with her. We'll recruit her shortly. She sees 90 qualified families a month in real estate. You see what I'm saying, guys? You have no idea the type of people that you can end up sitting in front of when you qualify properly up front and you have intentions of setting large amounts of qualified appointments. And then, you got to have standards. Minimum, you should be on 5 appointments per week. Is it going to be this way all the time? No. But you should have standards for it to be that way. If you can do 5 appointments per week in a month, you'll generate 5,000 in production. As a district leader, that's 2,000 to 3,000 a month. I believe that you don't need a job at that point. I believe you can go full-time, work for yourself, be your own boss with no limitations whatsoever. The sky is the limit. If you go on 5 appointments per week with a new recruit taking you on those appointments via field training, which leads to my final point here, how to successfully grow your business through duplication. Show the new recruit how easy it is to set an appointment, because it is easy. Use the FETHOR script. Practice, drill, and rehearse the FETHOR script with the new recruit. The FETHOR script looks like this. Because a new recruit has got to eventually learn how to set their own appointments without you there. They got to learn the objections. We have common objections right there. Answers to them. What do I have to do? What do you do? Etc. The FETHOR script. I was calling to ask you for a favor. I just